You don't fail in one day. And you don't succeed in one day either. That's the first truth most people don't understand. They think success comes from big actions, big moves, big moments. But it doesn't. It comes from something much smaller, something almost invisible. Your habits, the things you do every single day, without even thinking about them. That's what builds your life. Not what you do once, but what you repeat. And that's where most people go wrong. They wait for motivation. They wait for a big change. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow. I'll change everything at once. I just need the right moment. But that moment never comes. Because real change doesn't start big. It starts small. Very small. So small that it feels like it doesn't matter. Waking up 30 minutes earlier. Reading a few pages. Working a little longer. Scrolling a little less. Nothing crazy. Nothing impressive. But consistent. And that's the difference. Because small habits don't look powerful. At first, they look boring. They look useless. They look too easy to change anything. But over time, they compound. Like interest. One day doesn't change your life. But 100 days, 200 days, 365 days. Now everything looks different. And here's the part most people ignore. The same is true for bad habits. Scrolling, delaying, avoiding, wasting time. They also feel small, harmless. Just one more time. Just a few minutes. But those minutes turn into hours. Those hours turn into days. And those days turn into your life. That's how people get stuck. Not in one big mistake, but in small, repeated ones. So if you want a different life, you don't need a big change. You need better habits. Because your habits are quietly building your future. Right now, at first, nothing changes. That's the hardest part. You wake up earlier, nothing happens. You read a few pages, nothing happens. You work a little more, still nothing. And your mind starts talking. What's the point? This isn't doing anything. Why even continue? Because you expect results too fast. You want to see change immediately. But life doesn't work like that. Real change is silent. It happens in the background. While you think nothing is happening, everything is building. Think about this. If you improve just 1% every day, at first it's nothing, almost invisible. But over time, that 1% becomes 10%, then 50%, then a completely different version of you. And the same goes the other way. If you get just a little worse every day, you won't notice it. Not today, not tomorrow, but months later. You'll feel it. Less energy, less discipline, less control. And you won't understand why. Because the change was slow, quiet, invisible. That's the power of small actions. They don't shout. They don't impress. But they decide everything. Your body, your mindset, your income, your future, all built by what you repeat daily. And here's the truth. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to go hard for one day. You need to show up every day, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Because success is not built in big bursts. It's built in small, repeated actions. That's what most people don't understand. They try to change everything at once, then burn out, then quit, then go back to the same life. But the ones who win, they go slow. They stay consistent. They keep going, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because they know something you're starting to understand now. Small actions create big consequences. You think your problem is big. Lack of time, lack of money, lack of opportunity. But it's not. Your real problem is small. So small you don't even notice it. Your habits, the ones you repeat every day, the ones that feel normal, harmless, but slowly, they're holding you back. You wake up, and instead of starting your day with purpose, you reach for your phone, just for a minute, just to check something. But that minute turns into 10, then 20, and before you know it, your focus is gone, your energy is gone, and your day starts with distraction. Then comes your time. You say you don't have enough of it. But look closer. How many hours go into things that don't move your life forward? Scrolling, watching, avoiding, not because you want to, but because it's easy. And easy feels good in the moment, but expensive in the long run. Then there's your mindset. You tell yourself, I'll start later. I'm too tired. I'm not ready yet. And every time you say that, you reinforce a habit. The habit of delay. The habit of avoidance. The habit of staying the same. And the more you repeat it, the stronger it becomes. Until one day, it's no longer a choice. It's who you are. That's the danger. Because habits don't just control your actions. They shape your identity. They decide what you do, how you think, what you believe about yourself. And if your habits are weak, your life will be too. Not because you can't do better, but because your daily actions don't support it. That's the truth most people avoid. Because it's easier to blame something bigger. But real change starts small, with awareness, seeing what you've been ignoring, recognizing the patterns, and asking yourself one honest question. Are my habits building me or breaking me now you see it? The problem was never big. It was small. Your habits. And if small habits created the problem, small habits can fix it too. That's the good news. You don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need motivation. You just need to start small. Very small. So small that you can't say no. Instead of trying to work for 5 hours, start with 20 minutes. Instead of reading a whole book, read 5 pages. Instead of changing your entire life, change one habit. Just one. And repeat it. Every day. That's it. Because consistency beats everything. More than talent. More than motivation. More than big effort. Consistency wins. And here's the secret. Make it easy. Don't make your habits hard. Make them simple. So simple that you don't need to think. Because the more you think, the more you delay. And delay is your enemy. So remove the friction. Prepare your environment. If you want to read, put the book where you can see it. If you want to work, remove distractions. If you want to focus, make it easier to start than to avoid. And slowly, something changes. At first, it's just action. Then it becomes routine. Then it becomes identity. You're no longer trying to improve. You are improving naturally. And that's powerful. Because once something becomes part of who you are, you don't fight it anymore. You don't negotiate. You just do it. And day by day, those small habits begin to stack, one on top of another. And suddenly, you're not the same person anymore. Not because of one big moment, but because of hundreds of small ones. And that's how real change happens. Quietly, consistently, powerfully. At the end of all this, it comes down to one simple truth. Your future is not something that just happens. It's something you build every single day with what you do or what you don't do, because every action matters, even the small ones, especially the small ones, the ones you ignore, the ones you think don't matter, the ones you say, "I'll fix later." Those are the ones shaping your life. Right now, you don't wake up one day successful. You don't suddenly become disciplined. You don't magically change your life. You become it, step by step, habit by habit, choice by choice. And here's the reality. There are two paths, not 10, not 5, 2. You either build habits that move you forward, or repeat habits that keep you where you are. That's it. And the scary part, both feel the same in the beginning. Both feel small. Both feel easy. Both feel harmless. But over time, they create completely different lives. One leads to growth, confidence, freedom. The other leads to regret, frustration, being stuck. And the difference, it's what you do today. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today. Because today becomes tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes your life. So if you keep delaying, you're not just delaying a task. You're delaying your future. But if you act today, even a little, you're building something. And that matters more than you think. So don't wait for a big moment. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for motivation. Because you don't need it. You need action. Small, simple, but consistent. Because that's how everything changes. And one day, you'll look back, not at one big decision, but at hundreds of small ones that built a life you're proud of. So start now. Not big, not perfect, just real. Because your future is already being created by what you do today.